Hey!
There we are.
What's going on, gang?
Hey, what's going on, Wire Nuts?
Little early show this week due to the holiday. So sorry about any issues it may have caused with any of the other community, but
any bumpage.
any bumpage. But hey, guys, it is what it is. We all got replay, so but we appreciate all you guys showing up this evening.
Yeah, listen, we have our time slot, and we try to stay in our lane, and there may be 52 weeks in a year, and maybe one of them we're going to have to get out of our lane, and tonight's that night, because not only am I traveling for Thanksgiving on Wednesday, so I can't really do the show, but our guest can't do Wednesdays ever. So this was the perfect week to do the Monday show. So pick your poison. It's on this side. Pick your poison and jump back and forth, or check out the replays, whatever you got to do, because we obviously support everybody in the community. So
right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Wire Nuts, to the show.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Turkey Day.
Yeah, coming up in a few days. It's got a short week at work, at least for some of us.
Yeah, short week for school for the kids and everybody too.
Hope you guys are all gonna enjoy a short week. So big deals and sales on Friday.
Ooh, Black Stay Out of the Mall Friday.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Shop online. Do Cyber Monday on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't go to the mall on Friday.
Don't go to the mall Friday.
No.
So
don't do it.
No, it's not worth it.
No. So what's new with you, brother? Anything new with you? What are you doing for the holidays? You cooking turkey at home? What you got going?
We're more ham people than we are.
You're going with the other white meat?
Yeah, the other white meat. That's right.
Hey, there you go.
Probably gonna do ham and a couple sides and whatnot, and call it a day. Hang out and just enjoy
bottle of Merlot and watch some football.
That's it, man. That's it.
There you go. Can't beat that.
Nope.
Pork hype. Joe Hervey says pork hype. I don't think Joe's allowed to have pork on Thanksgiving. I don't think he can. That's all right. Yeah. Man, I'm sorry. Right. Dude, I feel bad for you. Can't eat bacon, man. I hate that. I hate that for you, bro. It is what it is. Hey. It is what it is. It is what it is. So Brian says it's going to be Black Les Paul Custom Friday.
There it is. There's my boy.
No, I understand though. I understand the need.
Yep.
I understand the need. Well, hey brother, so you want to bring this guest on tonight? I tell you what, before we do that, let's shout the chat. Let's shout the chat.
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Let's shout the chat.
Oh,
can you
man.
say that on YouTube?
I think you just did. Well, let's see. This evening we have, Lars Guitars. How you doing, Lars? I see Joe Hervey and Ben Coombs and 6-string Brian, Lawrence Petross in the house. Mr. Quentin James. Quentin James. Joe Hervey. There's some dude named Brian S. up there.
Ben Coombs, what up, bro? Is your show? You already off the air, bro?
Let's see.
We were worried about bumping you, bro.
Alex Radford and, of course, Kaylin. Our
Chicken Guitars.
Yeah.
It's a good thing she's not turkey and guitars. This would be a dangerous week for her.
Yeah, it would be. For real. So we all know our guest needs no introduction. But he is pedal builder extraordinaire. And also, as many of you know, my guitar teacher. Hell of a good guitarist. An extremely good teacher. and
pretty nice guy too.
Super nice guy, and proud to refer to him as one of my friends. It's Lawrence Petross.
Ladies and gentlemen, LPD in the house on the live wires. Golf clap. What's up,
Hello.
LPD? What's up,
How's
Lawrence?
everybody doing?
How are you? We're
Doing well.
We're doing great, man. You ready to munch down on some turkey? We were talking to you earlier. You said the Mrs. Petross does the cooking at your house, but you are having the big dinner over there.
We are. We are.
So you ready to grub and?
Yeah, I'm pretty much commanded to stay out of the kitchen. So
that's freaking awesome. So you just watch football and play guitar and solder.
That's it. All day long.
All day long.
Well, and run errands, because it's always the honeydew list is pretty long.
Oh man, we need that can of cranberries.
Right. You made me forget this at the store. Go get it.
You need the last minute run to get cranberry sauce, which
Just
nobody wants anyway.
Just don't lock your keys in your car.
No. Stay away from the trunk.
We'll circle back around to that later.
Brian, there is one thing. Just in case you guys, I put a 40% off coupon code for both of our stores. So the Teespring and the T-Chip shop both have 40% discount codes. It's Live Wires, Live Wires Capital. You got it, Brian?
Teespring is Live Wires, right?
They're both the same. It's
like that.
Live Wire 40, all caps.
Oh, Live Wire 40. Now
Live
you're
Wire, yeah. Sorry.
Hide that. Live Wire.
I got
Let's
it.
try this again.
There it is. It's in the chat.
Is it Live Wire 40?
Live Wire 40. So 40% off until
40%?
December 5th. 40% off and giving them away. That's it.
Practically giving them away.
Practically give it 40%.
Considering we only get like 89 cents anyway.
So anyway, yeah, just a little way of showing thanks to you guys, and happy Thanksgiving.
And the links to the stores will be in the description. Well, they're actually already in the description. So continuing on, let's move on to our first segment of the show, where we pester our guest with annoying questions, also known as the guest Q&A.
It's my favorite part.
Lauren, well, that's what our show's all about anyway.
Yeah, right?
It's about bringing people in our community on the show and finding out a little bit more about them. So you've obviously been on the show before, so you probably have an idea what's coming. So we're going to start you off with the standard question. How long have you been playing guitar, and who or what was your inspiration to try it?
Well, my first guitar was given to me by my parents at age 5. Which I still have that thing too.
Wow.
I know, still in one piece. Hard to believe, given I think it was some like Italian import thing. Wasn't that good, but anyway.
Was it made out of cast iron? Because I'm pretty sure everything I had when I was 5 was totally, utterly destroyed before I was 6.
No, I think I got distracted by drums a year or so later, and so it got put up in the closet out of the way, and the drums
something else to beat.
And the drums definitely got destroyed. So that was No, I started getting into it seriously when I was 18, pretty late actually by a lot of standards, right? And no.
I got in it when I was 52, so.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you're kind of just only all about 30 years or so.
It was primarily due to Randy Rhoads, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean,
so
growing up,
Quiet Wyatt Randy Rhoads or Ozzy Osbourne Randy Rhoads?
Ozzy. Yeah. A friend of mine loaned me a copy of his Blizzard of Oz cassette, and it just blew my mind.
Mushroom Cloud?
Yep. completely.
I know that mushroom
Smoke
cloud.
out the yeah.
I know
Right.
that one.
Yes.
What just happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It was totally, I think I want to do that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does everybody else.
Yeah, right?
Right. Little did you know. So you were 18. You hear Randy. So did you go get the guitar you had for 13 years since you were 5, or did you go get something new to learn on?
No,
So now drums have been kicked to the curb already.
Yeah,
By this
yeah.
point.
At this point, I had been playing bass for a couple of years, and in a couple local bands, and I decided I wanted to try the guitar thing. So I was also a huge Def Leppard fan at the time.
Yeah.
So I went down to this local mom and pop place, and they had this red Destroyer, this red sparkle metallic red Ibanez Destroyer, and that was my first guitar I purchased for myself, and still have that one too.
Wow.
So was that the birth of your love for Ibanez?
You're recording again
I
on
think
your GoPro.
I think it was. Yeah,
That was the
I
birth.
think it
That was you and your Ibanez.
Yeah, because I've always had really great luck with them, and
Did it have a thin, shreddy neck?
it didn't.
In the day?
That particular one, it's a 1982, and that was prior to the whole shred thing, kind of starting off with the guitar. So it's got, I would say, like a 60 slim taper, same basic as my Les Paul does.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right in my wheelhouse. Like that.
Yeah. Right.
Cool. So you said mom and dad were obviously supportive because they got you your first guitar when you were 5 years old. Were your mom and dad both musicians or musical, or just saw some talent you might have?
No, everybody we musical household. My dad played in country western bands, and we had one of those Lowry Genie organs at home that my mom used to play all the time. Sit around and sing tunes. Yeah.
Cool. So you said you have both those guitars. Do you have them somewhere we can see them, or are they put away? If you have to dig, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
I'd have to dig to get them out. That my very first one, the little acoustic one, my daughter has. I gave it to her.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, family heirloom, right?
Does she play it?
She doesn't. It's just kind of a keepsake for her, but she does play ukulele. So, and they're about the same size, believe it or not. Yeah, and the Ibanez is buried in some cases over here, so
that's all right. That's okay.
I'll be able to get it out.
We'll take your word for it.
Okay.
So you mentioned that when you were late teens that you were playing bass and you started playing in some bands, local bands, I assume, with your buddies, high school buddies or something like that. And I know you've been in other bands, bigger bands, touring bands. Why don't you tell us about how you got started in bands and some of the bigger bands and bigger touring that you've done?
I got started, I guess it was only about a year after I switched over from bass to guitar. We had me and some friends locally had a cover band, and we were doing a few shows, and one particular show, which was on the back of a hay trailer out in the middle of the boonies at a
I went to some parties like that.
Yeah, right. Playing at a woodsy, at a kegger. There was a couple of kegs and big bonfire, and we had the generator going, and we were the Tunes, and had a.
It's a great band name, by the way. We were the Tunes.
We were the Tunes. Yeah. Yes. That wasn't the name. I don't even remember the name of that project. I think we argued over the name more than we actually named it. But,
changed every week.
Right?
Yeah.
I was approached by someone to audition for a project that was out in San Francisco, and so I did and got that gig, and then we were gigging locally in San Francisco playing original music. This would have been 1987.
You were in the grunge. You were right in the middle of the San Fran grunge movement. Were you playing grunge?
No. This was prior to grunge. This was
just
when
before.
Yep. This was the San Fran metal scene was pretty big. And it was kind of splintering. It was doing like
didn't Metallica make their bones up there about that time, right around when they hitchhiked their way up there? A little earlier, right?
I think it's a little bit earlier. Yeah, I mean, we did shows with Exodus and Forbidden. Yeah,
wow.
But they were and a lot of Laws Rocket. There was a lot of local bands that we would gig with who went on to become like bigger names. It was a fantastic era to just be in that local scene. So much music, and everyone was going out to see shows live. Kind of completely different than it is now, right?
Chicken says 87 was a good year because I got the feeling that's the year she was born.
It is
87 was a very good year. It was a very good year. That band, we did a little bit of touring up and down the West Coast, and then
what was the name of the band? What was the name of your band?
That particular project was.
What did you end up calling it?
Well, no, that one was different because the one that we couldn't make up our mind that it changed every other week was the one that was in Colorado where I started off. But this one
is that where you're from, by the way, Colorado?
Yeah. Okay. That's was born on the eastern slope and raised on the western slope, and then at 21 moved out to California. So that particular project's name was Razor Heart.
Razor Heart?
Razor Heart, yeah.
Cool. That's a cool name.
Yeah, and we did, it was all original stuff. So, which the original scene at that time was really, really good.
Yeah.
So you could go out, and even if you were doing pre-sale tickets for the shows, you could still bring people in and maybe make a couple $100. It wasn't like you were paying to play or anything like that.
The cover band thing was kind of passé at that point in time, right? Everybody wanted to hear new stuff, right?
Yeah.
What you got? Let's hear what you got.
Right. Yeah, totally.
Cool. And this was kind of a hard rock, heavy type scene this band you were in?
Yes. Yeah, not quite hair metal. It was, but kind of in that vein. Like, yeah.
Did you have long pink hair, Lawrence?
Not pink. Not pink.
Not pink. He's not saying it wasn't long. It's just
it was pink. Yeah, it was long. It was long. It was well, let's see, in that era it was about down the middle of my back. But
I gotta see a picture of this.
Yeah, I'll have to send you some. The longest it got was about 6 inches past my butt.
That's a cousin haircut.
It was, and it was all one length, and just
Sweet. I definitely got to see a picture of this.
Yeah,
there has to be a picture somewhere. So, what came about from this band? Did it morph into something else, or fizzle out, or what was the next kind of step that you took after that?
Yeah, it disbanded, and then myself and the bass player went on to put another original project together that was the name was Petross, same as my last name, which I know, right? Wasn't really my idea, but I didn't say no.
Hey, so, it's no worse than Van Halen,
right?
If you think about it. The first time my buddy brought Van Halen over, he's like, check out this new band. They're awesome. I'm like, Van Halen? What kind of freaking stupid name is that for a band?
Right? What is that?
What is that?
So, yeah, exactly. And that project did pretty good. We got extremely close to inking a deal and had lots of interest, and then it kind of imploded.
Was this kind of now down in LA, or
no? This was still San Francisco. It was just prior to me moving down there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that project split up, and then I wound up deciding I was going to go to GIT and
go to school.
Go to school. So I moved down in I guess, in late 91, early 92, to attend Musicians Institute living in Hollywood. So Hollyweird.
Hollyweird. Yeah,
Hollyweird.
I bet you had fun though, right?
Oh, it's a blast. Yeah, it's a blast. It's one of the weirdest freaking places I've ever listened in my whole damn life.
Did you go to a lot of you're going to class, but did you go to a lot of shows? Did you go to Sunset Strip and the Whiskey and check out all the bands, all the Troubadour and all that? Rainbow?
Yeah. Whiskey, Rainbow, Gazzarri's. Yeah, the Troubadour. Yeah, that just about every weekend we were at shows because you have to blow off steam from all that studying was like, you know.
I bet it was pretty hard too, right? Intense.
Very difficult. They pack 3 or 4 years worth of stuff into a year. Wow. And it's a straight year through. We'd go 10 weeks, have a testing week, and then get 2 weeks off, and then start all over again. Yeah, very intense.
Very intense.
Yeah, it was a great, fantastic experience for me. I know a lot of people, have their own individual thoughts about it. Mine, it was life-changing in the best way for me. So it was good.
How many people burned out, Lawrence?
I think there was probably. Well, I know the actual statistics because I worked there after I graduated, but when I was going there, it looked like not that many, maybe just a couple of percent, but I think the actual percentage is closer to like 10%.
Oh, wow. So really not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
So 90% of the people that started made it through.
Yeah.
That ain't bad. That's pretty good, actually. That's probably pretty
really good.
It's pretty good.
That's better than college.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, and I think it was those numbers are probably past the first quarter. Because a lot of people, there was a substantial number of drops after the first quarter where people would get there and it's like, I'm in over my head. This is like not what I thought. Yeah, exactly. It's not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Who knew being a rock star was going to be this hard? Whatever.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. No, wait, you mean I got to actually go to class?
I got to work.
I got to eat.
Yeah, right.
You forgot to tell me about that.
I can't just drink and then smoke and snort it all.
Right.
Snorting my way to the top. What?
The guys at Molly, they just let all the strippers and groupies feed them. Otherwise, they would have starved to death long before they made it.
That was pretty much the mode of operation.
That was the lifestyle, right?
Yes.
Modus operandi.
Yes.
That had to suck. That had to be just horrible.
It was awful. Oh, it was awful.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I don't think I'd ever do that again.
Your face tells a different story.
All right, so moving on in case Mrs. Petross is watching. So we go, now you're in school and you got to be disciplined. So where do we go after that? When does start tweaking amps and deciding I want to maybe build my own pedals come into the picture?
It's probably about, let's see, that would have been maybe like 10 years. I had to just do quick math. Sorry. Probably about 10 years later.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, right. Probably about 10 years later. I moved, actually the whole I had a project that we were working with at the school that was we'd written a bunch of tunes and we were trying to, after everybody had graduated, we were trying to decide where we were where we were going to move.
I'm laughing at Melissa's comment about her kids and her guitar club because that's the way I have to. You mean I got to learn a scale? Screw all that! I just want to rock, man. Go ahead, Lawrence. I'm sorry.
Just teach me power chords. That's all I'll ever need.
I just want to rock.
Try again.
Right. So the project, we'd put a project together in the school with a bunch of guys that I was playing with, and we'd written a bunch of material. And after we all graduated, we were looking to move get out of Southern California, and it was either Vegas or Phoenix. Our lead singer at the time was he was from Phoenix, and the metal scene here was actually probably better than Southern California's was.
Yeah, you got kind of a little metal thing going on. You had, yeah. Besides Alice in the neighborhood, you had some other stuff going. Yeah.
Yeah, the metal scene here was actually quite good. So we decided to pack up and move here, and within a week of moving here, I got a gig as a private instructor at a local music store, same one that I still teach at. And then in the next couple of years, I started my own, since I was I was basically renting the room so I could do whatever I wanted to. So I started my own small lesson academy and put together a good package for people, to learn and come in, and just started focusing on that. We were gigging and playing, touring a little bit out of the state, but primarily just locally here.
In the Phoenix area.
Yeah, and that project, it was a progressive metal band, and the name of that band was Bone Dust. And I know that there's been a few Bone Dust bands. There's one from Ohio that I think is now disbanded, and I think
Bone Dust.
It's
Bone Dust.
Right?
It's like fucking Bone Dust.
Right, it's what's left when there's nothing else.
Right, Bone Dust.
I could just see like a half rotted, like longhorn steer skull in the desert on the album cover. Bone Dust.
Yeah,
it's good. Pile of bone dust next to it.
There it is. And that project did quite well. We did a full CD.
I'm not posting that, Quentin.
Quentin, you're not right, man.
I don't think that just grows, Quentin.
I felt sorry for Pamela. I'm just saying. I just felt sorry for the girl. I'm like, you're gonna need some surgery now just to fix that. Like. Ouch!
Is it over?
Ow! Moving on.
Oh, yes. There it is. So,
curl bar. Crowbar, that's wrong, man. Quentin, you gotta stop, man.
You're gonna get us kicked off YouTube, Quentin. Stop. Oh my God! Now I lost track of what we were talking about.
We're talking about.
We were at Bone Dust.
Oh yeah, we were at Bone Dust. Fucking Bone Dust. Okay. Fucking Bone Dust. Okay, continue.
So we had that project put together an album of original music, and we did a little touring to support that, and we were starting to write the second one, and it disbanded. We decided we all kind of decided we wanted to go do different things.
Time to get a real job.
Right. So.
Dude, we're probably not going to make it. It's time to get a real job.
We're going to go be an IT guy.
Fuck.
So then after that one disbanded, I just focused on the teaching academy, and met my wife and got married and started a family. And
then you were doomed. It was never going to happen after that. So when did you decide I need to start taking these amplifiers apart and making them sound better? And then at some point in time, you're like, I need my own pedal because all these thousands of pedals aren't doing it for me. So I need my one.
Yeah.
And what was the first? And what was the first one?
Well, let's see. So I started doing. I guess it was about 2002, 2003. I started working on tube amps. I picked up an early JCM 800 because I had one back in the day prior to going to rack gear, and it didn't quite sound like I remembered my original one sounding. So through some tutoring with one of my students who happened to be an electronic engineer. He kind of like gave me the pointers to keep me from killing myself. And
don't touch that.
Don't touch that.
Make sure you unplug it first.
That's it. Do not lick the capacitors.
Don't lick the capacitors.
Don't
lick the capacitor would be a good band name, by the way.
Yeah. I always thought I wanted to. No, never mind. Lick the capacitor.
You always thought you were going to lick.
Never mind. No, never mind.
This show is not politically correct, but we still have to be careful
within the boundaries. Yes, within the boundaries. Yeah. Stay between the ditches.
Yeah.
Right.
Stay between the fence. Stay between the fences on the other side of the ditch. We're in the lick the capacitor.
We end up in the ditch and off the rails so bad.
Yep. Just bouncing like a pinball here.
Sorry.
So no, it's okay. So I started modding this amp to sound like the old one that I had sounded like. And it was about that time that my household got internet, and so I was able to search the internet to get all kinds of information. It's actually
you got mail.
Right. So combined, my incessant searching of the internet for information and my students who were electronics engineers, I got a pretty decent palette of information to draw from. And so modding the amp became a little easier, and I was experimenting and basically just using my ears to dial in what I thought was good. Got it to where I thought it, showed it to some friends. Next thing I know, I'm modding their amps and designing amps, and I've got a small.
You're in business company without intending to be.
Right. Right. So that was probably about 2006, 2007, and in 2008, when the market crashed and everything just went tits up here.
It's a technical term, by
the way.
That's a financial technical term, by the way. My broker uses that term all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, whenever I lose money, he's like, "Hey, dude, it went tits up." What did I tell you?
That fun, tits up. So I regrouped and decided I'd take the experience that I'd made with the amps and kind of put it into smaller boxes. So that's when I started.
So that's when you took your golden ampere and you made golden boxes out of it.
Golden boxes out of it, yeah. Yeah, and I started. So when I started off, I started making. You had asked what the first one was.
What was the first one?
I'd done a couple of clones, but my thing at the time when I first started was I kind of looked at what was on the market and where things were going, and I thought like a high quality mini pedal selection would be good. So that's what I was doing. I started making these handmade, super high quality, bulletproof mini pedals.
Were the mini pedals just starting to come in about that time? Anyway,
they were. About 6 months after I had started doing that, the Chinese mini pedals started coming in, and they sell those things for like $40. So
you're like,
and I was like, right? I was like, okay, what the fuck am I gonna do now? So
can't compete with $40,
right? What are you gonna do?
I can't buy bread for a penny here,
right? Maybe if I pay myself negative $5 an hour, I could do that.
Yeah, you can do $40 a pedal.
Right? I can do $40 a pedal.
Just bankrupt yourself in a week.
Yep. Yeah. So I decided to regroup again and start working on some more original circuits, and that's when the 68 was.
The 68 was born.
So the 68. It's the first
68. Is the first of the original Petross pedals, and we were actually talking in the green room earlier about the 68 and your current pedal lineup, and it still leads the charge of all your flagship pedals, right?
The tip of the spear, as it is.
The sharp end of the spear, baby. Leading the charge through the phalanx.
Yeah,
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, the deluxe is. Go ahead.
What year did the 68? When did you release the 68?
Let's see. We're in 2019 now. The 68, 2014, late 2014,
really?
Early 2015.
So 5 years going on 6 then.
Yeah, it was out for probably a full year, and mainly local guys playing it, and then
Like Phil?
Not yet.
No.
So then,
But you got to realize most of us found out about it from Phil.
right. So
Right.
So I happened to be on YouTube watching some stuff, and then Phil comes up in my in the right side, and so I clicked on it, and I'm like, hey, I know that guy, and
I know that guy.
Right. So hey, I think he's local. Well, the thing is, about 2 or 3 years prior to that, I had actually called Phil and talked to him for probably about an hour about teaching at his guitar store.
When he still had the shop in the
when he still had the shop. Well, and this was actually pretty early days for him too. I think he was probably like 2 or 3 years into the into his shop, and we talked about it, and he was just I think he had been about a year into his teaching academy going, and for whatever reason it didn't work out me going there. I think I was only looking for part-time stuff, and he needed somebody to come in more full-time to do it. Anyway, so I knew where his shop was located, and I took a drive down, 68 in hand, and walked in the shop and just asked him. Because I at the time he was whatever gear he was getting, he would like raffle off or give away to his viewers.
Right.
So
this was very early on.
Very early.
In his channel too. Yeah.
Probably like just 2 or 3 months into when he started to like kind of take it seriously.
Yeah.
And so I had given
John Wayne was still in the picture.
Right.
You have to go back. You have to know what I'm talking about to know what I'm talking about.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and he was in the room with white walls then too, right?
Right. And,
so,
and a lot of pointy guitars.
Yes. Brightly colored pointy guitars.
Yes.
Yeah. Ibanez pointy guitars.
Yes. So I talked to him about it, and I said, I told him, it's like, hey, would you mind checking this out? And if you like it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. And then you can raffle it off or give it away to your viewers, And he's like, yeah. He said he'd love to do that. So 2 weeks later, a week or two, maybe 2 weeks, I think it was, I just swung by the store and walked in and said hey, and we just kind of hit it off, and he wound up doing the demo for it, and I think that demo got 20,000, 25,000 views. And from that point, for the next 6 months, I was doing nothing but trying to catch up, because everybody, it was,
that lit the fire.
That lit the fuse there. So
that lit the fuse. Yeah.
And it's been crazy busy ever since.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, it's cool that you guys are both in town together and scratching each other's back too. That's cool.
Right.
So now you're pretty much, but I know you teach, because I know you're Dave's teacher, and he raves about what a good teacher you are. So which do you consider your full-time gig, teaching or pedal building, or are you working 80 hours a week, putting 40 in on both?
It was like that last year, where both were full-time, and I was just, sleeping 4 hours and
killing yourself, basically.
Right. Yes. And it's shifted a bit. I'm doing more pedals now and less lessons. Not a tremendous amount less lessons, but probably like a half a day less than I was. I think my Saturdays have always been like a huge day, and they're a little bit shorter now too. So less on the lessons, but definitely more on the I probably I don't know whether I've doubled my time, but it's pretty close on the pedals.
And one of the reasons, so everybody knows we're doing this on Monday, is Lawrence teaches lessons on Wednesday, right? It's kind of booked. He's kind of booked. He's sort of booked up.
Pretty well booked.
All right, Lawrence, we're going to move on to the next question.
Hold on a second. Quentin had a question.
Go ahead, DR.
Quentin has a question for Lawrence. What preamp did you use in your rack days?
I used the first preamp that I got was the 80A MP1. I was fortunate enough to be doing some gigs with one of the designers for that pedal. 80A was based out of Oakland, and we used to play Jim Nady's club, the Omni, over in Oakland all the time. And so he would have, I can't remember his name right now. He would have like the prototype 80A sitting up on top of his head with no top on it and like fiddling with it in the middle of his set, right? And he would play and he like fiddle with it in the middle. It was crazy. So I was able to get one of the first ones, and I used that for my preamp, and then I used a Mesa Boogie 5050 for my power amp. And
no
that
crunch or anything. No crunch there.
Yeah, right. That was a serious machine. Quad reverb for the effects, and I ran it wet dry. So I had a stereo cab. One side was effects, and the other side was dry signal. Great rig. The sound guys used to hate me because I'd make them mic up both sides of my cab because they're lazy. They want to do just one mic. But that's okay. I told them I'd pay them extra.
89 cents extra.
There you go, buddy.
After
Here's
taxes.
Here's a beer.
Here's a beer. Shut up. Put the mic where I
That's
said.
it. Right. Not on the lower speaker, on the top speaker.
Or you could get a job with another band for less beer.
There you go.
Pick.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
So,
pick one.
That's right. So I used that for probably about 6 or 7 years, and then I picked up a Marshall JMP1, and I used that for a couple of years. And then the final one that I used was the Mesa Boogie Tri-Axis, which I still have. The 80A, though
I never even heard of that one.
Yeah.
What's the Tri-Axis? Yeah, is that like a rectifier on steroids or?
It was a single rack unit, digital controlled analog signal path. It was probably, in my opinion, I think that is one of the best pieces of gear Mesa Boogie has ever made. It had every amp that they ever had built up to that point. This was 93 or 94 in one.
You just got like a dial, or you're just like dialing them in?
It did. There was modes.
God.
There was modes. There was like three red channel, three yellow channel, and then two green channel. And the green channel were like the Mark series, right? Mark 1, Mark 2.
Sounds like the Hughes and Kettner I had.
Right?
They had like every channel known to man.
The yellow channel was the Mark II C+, and the Mark IV rhythm channel. And then the red was the rectifier, the original rectifier channel.
Right.
Yeah, great preamp. Fantastic.
That last one is in the Helix. That's one of my favorite Helix amps.
The rectifier.
They call it the rectifier. Because they don't want to get caught, they don't get sued. But,
the rectum fryer.
The rectum fryer.
Is that anything close to Satan's anus?
Well, Satan might have one.
The IR, I run the recta on fire with Satan's anus as the IR. I run the Satan's anus IR, and it's pretty LA metal strip.
What are you running? Well, it's a rectum fryer through my
rectum fryer with Satan's anus. If you came out with a pedal called Satan's Anus, you wouldn't be able to keep them in stock. But it'd be like the pussy melter. They'd ban it from Reverb, but you still wouldn't be able to keep it in stock.
Right. Maybe like $600.
Yeah, $600. And then on the resale market, they'd be like $1,200 because you only made there's like only so many versions of Satan's Anus out there.
It's true.
How many anuses does Satan actually have?
As many as Satan wants. Satan.
The smelly tone.
Yeah, the smelly tone.
We digress. All right, moving
the foot
on.
switches. Yeah, you get the idea.
Is it a sphincter? It's a sphincter.
You see his little butt cheeks, and he's like looking back over his shoulder as the graphic on it. It's like an LPD. Satan's anus, and then the foot switch is his. Yeah, exactly.
He's got his little Angus Young horns on.
Okay,
we're all going to hell. We're all going to hell.
It's the brown tones. That's like the brown sound.
That's what the toggle switch is for. Clicking everything to get the brown tone. Click the
brown
toggle
sound. Oh, new idea for Lawrence. Let's see those gears turning.
Don't build that pedal, Lawrence. Don't build that pedal. All right, next question before we get kicked off of YouTube. If you could possess someone else's talent for 24 hours, guitar player, pedal builder, amp builder, whoever, president of the United States, who would you pick?
That's a tough question.
24 hours. You can have all the fun you want.
That's a tough question.
Guitar Hack says Nuno. He's a big Nuno guy.
Yeah, I'm a huge Nuno fan too.
R2 says Peter North. We've seen that before.
The first time we've seen that. William Hung, yeah.
Talent.
Talent. Who's talent?
Boy, I don't know. So I tend to lean towards, for 24 hours, it would be pretty cool to inhabit one of these like scientific geniuses' minds.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to be like a physicist? You want to be like Tesla for 24 hours?
You know what? That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty fucking cool.
Dude had it pretty well figured out, didn't he?
Nikola Tesla was a freaking genius. Yeah,
they
you know
shut
what?
him down.
Yeah, they did. It's unfortunate.
He was going to Wi-Fi electricity to us, and it was going to be free. And they're like, "Oh no,
right?
We can't have that.
No, we can't have that.
No. Stand to lose too much.
How are we supposed to get rich doing that?" Yeah, so I think I would go with Nikola Tesla. That's a
pretty
good
good
choice. That's a good choice.
That's cool. That's really good. Yeah, awesome. You just got all those electrons and
right
shit. Shit streaming through copper, baby.
Right. just to sit. I'd love to sit in the room. You've seen the picture of him with his lightning machine, and it's like all those bolts of lightning, and he's just in his chair. Right. That'd be
dude was
cool.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he was.
That would be a good one. He kicked Thomas Edison's ass.
Yes, he did.
He worked for Thomas Edison, and Edison pissed him off. He's like, "Oh, I'll show you, dude."
Yeah.
I got your
ideas.
I got your DC right here, bitch.
That's it. You can fry as many elephants as you want, buddy. It's not going to change anything.
Right. Yeah. Try transmitting that.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. We're sticking you on the deserted island. Hi, Dwight. We're sticking you on the deserted island with Tesla's electricity. It's got AC. You get to take one guitar, one amp, one Lawrence Petross pedal, one album to listen to.
Just one?
Yep. Just one. Yep, just one. And one miscellaneous luxury item. What you going to take to the island? Miscellaneous luxury item.
Well, the miscellaneous luxury item is probably going to have to be a sex bot or something.
You could take Mrs. Petross.
I thought it was a luxury item.
Wow!
Not a necessity. You didn't say it was a necessity. That's a necessity.
I'm glad I didn't say that.
No, that's a necessity. That's not a luxury item.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
You covered it. You tried to cover it. We'll give you credit. We'll give you credit.
You were throwing me under the bus pretty hard there, though. So.
Yeah, you were.
You threw yourself under the bus. I just backed up and ran over you the second time. That's all I did.
All right, so let's see. Amplifier would be the last amp I built for myself personally, which is the Giru Trinity amp. 3-channel, all tube, everything Marshall you could ever want.
Pretty crunchy when you want it to be.
Can be. It's got a plexi channel in it. Stock JCM 800 that you can flip a switch, and it's a modded JCM 800. And
that's all you're gonna ever need,
right?
Yeah.
And then the lead channel is a if you took a Soldano SLO and made it sound like a Marshall.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, great amp, fantastic amp. So there's my amp.
When are those going for? When are those going up for sale?
There's only one of those. Only one of those.
You could be the next Dumble guy. You start rolling those bad boys out. 20 grand a piece.
I'd only have to sell one a year.
Yeah. One a year.
Right?
We need a guitar and we need a pedal.
For guitar,
and an album.
I'd probably go with my. That one's kind of a tough one.
You're an Ibanez guy, or you?
I am.
Are you going?
I'm going to lean away from my Ibanez, though. If it was my Ibanez, it'd be my RGA 121. But I think I'll probably go with my '89 Gibson Les Paul.
There you go.
That's the studio, right?
That's the Studio Light, yeah.
Studio Light.
With the 57 classics in it.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good.
Yes. It's tasty. And then...
we need a pedal still.
68 Deluxe.
Go with the big dog.
Yeah, well, it's got everything. So go with that. And then the album would be Bonfire by AC/DC.
Oh, okay.
Really? Deep cut AC/DC.
I'm surprised you didn't go Power Rage.
No, Power Rage would be good, but Bonfire is, even though it is an album, it's a 5-disc set, and it's it's like 4.
It's everything with Bon on it.
Except the remastered Back in Black is on there too. So you get, and that's like Back in Black's like the only Brian Johnson that I'm really into. So
right.
And then all the rest of the Bon Scott. So yeah,
I can kind of go with that. There's a couple of other AC/DC albums post Bon that have there's some good songs.
Sure,
right,
absolutely.
Right. But album as a whole,
but we're talking cover to cover.
Yeah.
Most of the AC/DC albums prior to Brian Johnson were good cover to cover, and Back in Black is obviously good cover to cover. Yeah. And then after that, there's like a couple of songs.
Well, I mean, yeah, Who Made Who was pretty good cover to cover.
Who Made Who? Yeah. A Fly on the Wall. There's a couple of songs.
Yeah.
You know. There's a few. Shoot the Pink.
Razor's Edge wasn't bad cover to cover.
No,
it had more than a couple of good songs on it. So,
but not to the level of
no.
Back in Black.
No.
I mean, yeah,
absolutely not.
But also, how do you top? You can't top that. I mean, what are we asking for here?
Right.
I mean, you put an album out like that, which. Brian Johnson been in the band like 3 weeks when he wrote half the lyrics to half the songs on that album.
Yeah.
He was like, his head was spinning. Right.
Yeah. It's like their first album, right?
Right.
Almost. It's a start over. Yeah, almost. Yeah. It's great.
And then we need
we still need
the luxury item, right?
No, you told us you were going to take a sex blow up doll unless you're going to pick something else.
No, that was a joke.
Okay. I'm glad to know that.
Yeah, right? Come on.
This is just a joke. That's just a joke. It's joking. These are jokes, people.
Oh. Somebody save me. I don't know. Luxury item. How about, you said there's power on the island?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there
So you
shade
can
on the island?
you can have it. You can have a sex bot that you plug in. Never runs out of power. You don't have to recharge it. Just throwing it out there. See if it sticks.
You can always take your Axe effects and call it a day.
Yeah. At this
Well,
point,
there's
take
that, right?
anything that doesn't have to do with a sex bot. You're probably better off.
Yes. No, the X-Specs, that'd be a good idea. That's a good idea. That is definitely a luxury item.
That's a luxury.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely a luxury item.
We'll go with that just to save you from further harassment. You know what that does? That brings us to the end of Lawrence's torture for the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I don't know. There's probably more to come.
There's more torture to come. It's just not you personally.
Right.
They all tune in because they're S&M freaks anyway. They wouldn't watch the show if they weren't. All right, so we're moving on to the next segment of the show. Dr. Dave's Tips and Tricks, and tonight we are open for suggestions.
Yeah. Any questions you guys have, anything you guys want me to cover, just throw it in the chat, tag me, and if not, then we'll continue to move along. But we'll give you guys a few minutes to
Tag him tonight if you've got something you want him to show you, and we will do that next week, even if it's not something he can line out tonight.
Right.
So, what do you want to be luthiers out there need to know? So Lawrence wants to know how hard is it to unwind a pickup to lower the output?
To unwind the pickup. Well, you're probably best to cut all the wire off of it, strip it, and rewind it.
You know what you're best to do is just go buy one of those new pickups from Glenn and call it a freaking day.
Yeah, or just buy a new pickup, lower output pickup.
The next question for you is: should I stay or should I go?
Well, if I stay, there will be trouble.
If I go, there will be what?
It will be double.
There will be double. So you probably should stay, because if you don't want to
You
be in
should probably
double
stay.
trouble, you don't
Right.
want to be in double trouble if you don't have to be. Just go with single trouble. Questions? Anybody got a question? Question for Dr. Dave. Dr. Dave, looks like we don't have a lot of questions tonight.
Yep, that's fine.
So we will unsolo you for this particular segment.
Yep,
And then
that
and the next segment is where we get to pester Lawrence again. Lawrence, tonight on these Go to 11, we want to know what's on the LPD drawing board. What's new? What is coming? Oh, I already see something. Ooh, there's it. Ooh, ooh. What's that? What is that? Hold that up and let Lawrence tell us about it.
All right, so Dave's holding. Lovely Dave is holding
Lovely, Dave.
the Seiko. How about a round of applause for Dave? Thank you, everyone. Thank you. The Seiko is a boost, anti-boost EQ. So you can boost with it. It's a clean boost. You can boost with it. You can EQ with it, or you could put it in front of a tube amp and use it as a clean channel, like a tube amp that's already breaking up or overdriving heavy. You can, because it'll cut about 14 dB, and then you can EQ the cut to where the clean channel sounds like a clean channel. So it's got level, drive, bass,
This is all backwards.
treble, and the flat tube switch. And then flat is just flat, straight EQ. It's all clean. And then in tube, it emulates a studio tube preamp.
Cool.
And it's red with
And
red
it's red
knobs.
and black.
And it's very red. So how do you pronounce that again?
I just say Seiko.
Seiko, like the watch. Keeps on licking and takes a ticking.
Takes a lick and takes a lick and keeps on ticking.
You can't say that.
Actually, that was Timex. That was Timex. Yeah,
it's Timex.
Oh, details. Cool. All right. So, what is else on the LPD?
Now you can get my ugly mug. Thank you.
There's I don't know what is on the. I've got a few. The do-it-yourself kit. I'm still in the process of getting that all kind of together. It's a. I wanted to kind of do a kit for beginners to someone who knows how to solder, but hasn't done too many builds.
LPD DIY?
DIY.
DIY.
Damn it!
Do yourself in.
No, we can't say that.
We can't say that.
No, we can't say that.
How about that?
There you go.
There we go. Okay. So it's an overdrive boost, low parts count. It's got a toggle switch on it that'll switch between the boost and the overdrive, and I hope to have those, at least the first run of them together in the next couple of weeks, get them out to a few people who have expressed interest for those. So there's that. I'm hoping, if everything goes right, this thing has been on the drawing board for a while. I'm hoping, if everything goes right, to have the LPD 87 Deluxe available early next year.
What? Say that again?
You heard it.
Say that again?
87 Deluxe.
Oh, damn. Oh, snap.
Take your 87 and just separate
and deluxe
the channels.
And deluxe it.
You separate the channels.
Yeah, so it's going to be, again, if it works out the way that I want it to, it'll be 2 independent 87 channels, independent EQ for each one, the toggle switch to go red or green mode for each one as a preset. So you'll be able to switch between either 2 greens or 2 reds or a red and a green. I'm toying with making one of them slightly different EQ, like maybe take the bright cap out or something like that, just to give it a different character, although 2 identicals would be fantastic as well. As it stands, they will not be chainable, so you won't be able to like stack the 2 channels. They'll just be independent. You choose between them. 2-foot switches, same size as...
if you put the 2 channels on top of each other, that would just be crazy anyway. Yeah,
right.
Noise.
Feedback. Just
same
feedback.
size as...
Yep, same size as the 68 Deluxe.
I'm in. I'm in.
It'd be let's see, gain, treble, mid, bass, and drive. So that's 5 knobs on each row plus a toggle switch, and then I think I'll have 1 extra knob for the presence somewhere in there.
Dave, just think of all the amps.
Right.
Dave, just think of all the amps we can run that in front of on the Helix.
Right. And now the presence is going to be a universal presence, right?
Right. Yeah, not per channel. It'll just be, and it may end up being a trimmer inside. I don't know about that. It depends on how cluttered the facial layout gets on it. Yeah, that's the big one coming up. I don't think I have too much else that I can talk about anyway.
The rest of it's all top secret.
Secret.
Stay tuned.
So here's the ugly prototype of the do-it-yourself kit.
Oh. Now, what'd you say the prototype? What the DIY kit? What's it going to be? It's going to be a drive pedal.
It's a overdrive boost. So down is boost, and then up is overdrive, and then it'll be drive control, and then the level control.
Oh, I might have to do that. That might be fun.
Yeah.
I have an ugly pedal.
Yeah, no, I mean, there it is.
Oh, is that a prototype? Can we talk about it?
We can. It's the combustible lemon prototype.
Oh, that's the original one.
Yeah.
This is the original, yeah.
Gotcha. The Vox
Sometimes-
in a box. The Jimmy Page in a box. That's what I call that.
Sometimes you got to make do with what you got, right?
That's
Hey,
right.
man, whatever's laying around, you got to deal with it.
I like repurposing things. So
Well,
Hey, might as well.
Can't waste a case back just because it's a prototype.
You definitely don't want to spill anything on
No.
this pedal.
no,
It's not waterproof.
that one is not meant for public consumption.
No.
Public consumption.
Considering you can see that, well, right there's the, you can see the power.
See the power jack.
You can see the power jack
Oh, it's
on
on
the
the
inside.
top. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, the power jack's right there, but the hole.
Where
There's a
You can
hole
see-
where the LED would be.
no,
right there.
it was drilled for a completely different pedal before, and I just reused it. Drilled some more holes in it.
Repurposed.
Repurposed.
case.
Repurposed.
Yeah.
All right, gang. It's time to move on to the segment of the show known as the Red Hot. And tonight we're doing something kind of different. We're gonna do them in price categories, price ranges.
Yep,
Right?
we are. Yep. So you ready?
I am. The first one is gonna be this the D model, correct?
Yep.
Let me
Ready?
share that bad boy right there.
All right. So we have a DBZ Diamond, Bolero, and Silverburst. So what my thinking was here was to
That's
find
actually
some.
sharp.
It really is, but was to find guitars priced in various categories. So our first category is basically $0 to $500. So this one's on sale, or was on sale.
Did somebody buy it?
No, it doesn't look like it's on sale anymore. Oh well. It was on sale for like what? I don't remember. It was sub 500. But anyway, so this is a diamond, mahogany body, mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboard, 22 fret. It is the Premier Series inlays. Has the DBZ custom pickups, the R15S /N9C. If you guys know, if any of you guys are familiar with the Diamond brand,
It
volume
seemed like
tone.
a lot of guitar for the money, actually.
Yeah. So, stop tailpiece, no case. So,
And how much was this one again? So he's asking
It's-
$599. But he's taking an
making
offer.
Right. It was just on sale yesterday.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
what happened. Yeah, it was in the sale yesterday, and it was supposed to keep going. So
Must have changed his mind.
must have taken it out of the sale because it was like it was 400 and something.
right.
It's like $100 off. All right, moving right along.
Moving right along, we'll hit the next one. The next one is going to be this Squire right here.
Yeah, this is a Squire Rally Showmaster from 2003. It's also on sale, 25% off. Coming in at $449 and a quarter, $45 shipping. It is a hardtail Strat string through body. It does have a few dings and scratches, but yeah, it's kind of a cool guitar, a little something different.
I never heard of these. Were they kind
Yeah,
of a
they were
1 year deal?
Yeah, they were very short run, and they, of course, 3 on a side headstock, which is kind of different for a Strat, or for Fender. 24 fret bolt on neck, again, which is kind of different for a Strat. And then
Totally
of course the
different
racing
headstock.
straps. Yes, very different.
Almost like a 3+3 kind of thing.
Right,
happening
it is.
there.
Yeah, it is. Is it a 3? It is a 3x3, 3 on 3. So yeah, just something a little different, right?
So if you're a Strat guy or Strat collector dude, there you go. There's that one. Oh, that was the Squire Rally Master or Rally Showmaster.
Showmaster, yes, Showmaster.
Showmaster.
Right.
All right.
Then moving along. In our next category, we go from $500 or from $600 up to $1,200. So first up is a 2008 BC Rich Mockingbird Pro X, and it's a Sunburst quilt. It is a 3 pickup. It's $849, $40 shipping. This one's not on sale like it was yesterday either. This one's on sale. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe they were in the pre-Black Friday sale, but they're not in the Black Friday sale.
I guess not. But anyway, it's made in Korea, which actually it's the same as mine. Construction wise, just different configuration.
That's a lot of gold, brother.
It is a lot of gold. Hey, I like gold. Gold's fine. I don't have an issue with gold. But yeah.
Pretty top though.
Does come with a gig bag, and yeah, cool stuff, man.
I thought it was
$849. Yeah,
40 taking an offer, and he's in Wisconsin.
Yep, Madison, Wisconsin.
All places. All right, moving along. Oh, this next one's pointy.
Yeah, we got a Dean Dave Mustaine.
This is very pointy.
Yep. It's a Corinna electric guitar with case, trans amber.
Oops. I just freaking killed it.
What'd you kill?
That's all right. I'll get it back.
Oh.
It's okay. I can fix it. Sorry. My bad. Keep talking.
My camera decided it was going to go on the fritz there. All right.
There it is.
So
trying again.
All right. So this one was in the sale. It's 20% off, $719.20 with free shipping. This one's located in New Jersey. It's a Corinna body and top, special D-shaped set Corinna neck. It's 25.5-inch ebony fretboard.
That's a different Dean headstock for a V.
Yeah, it's slightly different.
Cool inlays.
Yep. It has active Seymour Duncans, Tune-O-Matic, Grover tuners. I mean, really and truthfully, this thing's got specs way above, pretty much above what it's priced at. I guess
$720. That's a weird price. Where's he at? He's in New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah, he's in New Jersey,
and he's taking an offer.
Yeah,
you could be in the $600 range on that bad boy if you're a Dean guy. That's a pretty cool freaking Dean.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
That takes us out of the $1,200 category. Now we're in the $1,200 to $2,400 category.
This thing's pretty freaking sweet.
This is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Let me pull this one up. That's a really good deal on a brand new guitar, gang.
This is a brand new guitar, basically. It's a 2019 Les Paul Standard 60s model, or 60s standard. It is the unburst finish. Of course, I think we all know it's completely bone stock. Comes with I believe these are the 61 Classics, if I'm not mistaken, on the pickups. And rosewood fretboard, flame maple top, mahogany back, mahogany neck. You guys all know these specs.
Yeah, so this is the brand new 19. What do they go for? $24.99, something like that.
Brand new $24.99. This guy's $18.50 out the door with case.
That's a nice top. I mean,
that's a nice top. Yeah, and I like the color job that they did on this one.
It's like a faded out cherry sunburst.
Yep, that's exactly what unburst. Yep.
Yeah, unburst. Cool. $18.50 plus $75. This guy's in California. California.
California.
All right. Couple more.
Yep. So this one's also in the next category in the 20 or the excuse me, the 1200 or 1200 to 2400. So this is a Zamatis or Zamatis.
We're starting to get pretentious. We're starting to get into the pretentious zone here.
V22 Virtuoso semi-hollow, rosewood fretboard, and a cinnamon burst. This thing is gorgeous. I'm sorry, this thing is just drop dead gorgeous. So guys are asking $16.11 for it with free shipping. It's 25%
off.
25% off, yeah. So it's a hand carved alder top, alder sides, alder back, maple neck. It's a set neck, rosewood, 12-inch radius, bone nut, 25. I guess it's supposed to be 25.5-inch scale, 22 fret. Whatever their pickups are, the VP-N for the neck, the VP-B for the bridge. Godo tuners, 2 volume, 2 tone. Uh-oh. My camera's screaming at me. Oh.
With the case.
With the case. Yep. With the case.
That seems like a lot of guitar for $1,600 if you're looking for a semi-hollow guitar.
Right.
It's
a cool looking guitar, man.
Gorgeous.
I'm sorry. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Look at the truss rod cover on that.
All right. Last one.
Which was the Collins SoCo Dark Cherry. So now this is our over $2,400 budget. So
yeah, slightly.
So, but
slightly.
Yeah, just take a peek at that. That's just
look at that top.
Yeah, that's sexy.
Well, what's the lowest price that Collings actually makes?
Oh
God, like $5,000 new,
no,
baby.
Like brand new. No, they're
$6,500.
No, they can get them for like $3,000. Yeah, like some of their junior models, you can get them for like $3,000.
I told Dave earlier I thought the inlays looked like paper airplanes.
Yeah. We're gonna switch camera angles.
That thing is gorgeous. You having camera trouble?
Yeah, my GoPro's giving me some issues.
Oh.
So
I mean, it's not my thing, but as far as gorgeous guitars go,
that is quite stunning.
And I like I kind of like their single shape, their single cut shape.
Cut shape, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. You guys into F-holes?
Not really. I've had one semi-hollow guitar. It just wasn't my thing.
Wasn't your thing.
But they're somebody's thing, right?
I can
still appreciate the beauty of it.
I will say we had something super cool, but it sold. Do you have the link for that still, Brian? You want to pop that up?
I don't have. I didn't.
I have the link for it. I have the link for it.
Send it in.
I'll put it in. Yeah,
I'll put it up and I'll.
Yeah.
Well, just screen share it if you can. Crowbar said the Collins inlays are handicapped birds.
All right. I've got the. All right.
Quentin says he's in
my screen share is ready to go.
All right.
All right. It is this.
Oh, there it is. Hang on. Let me.
This is a Greco Ibanez double neck. So it's a 12/6. It was owned by Mick Ralph, or it was a Mick Ralph's model. So there is some actual rock and roll credence to this.
It's got some provenance.
It really does have some provenance. But super cool, little different. So it's a Greco, yeah. Look at the headstock.
That's crazy.
Those are cool, man. Those are cool.
The star inlays. I mean, hey man, if you're gonna put that headstock on a guitar, let's just go all out and go with star inlays.
Yeah, right. For real, man. That's
Exactly.
pretty cool. Well, we were going to show that to you guys, but
It sold this
sold.
morning.
yeah,
It's been on Reverb for 7 months, and today it sold. Right before we could show it to you.
It was in the sale, so it was like, I think it was like 30% off.
Somebody was watching it
Yeah,
and snagged it
yeah.
for sure. All right, dude. It's time for the segment of the show known as the Circuit Breakers. You ready to do this thing?
Yeah, let me get this pulled up here. All right, I am ready.
All right. Let's see. I gotta get us set up. Let me close out that Collins there, and we'll get us the first picture. Okay, you ready to go?
Yep, we have a couple sad things that happened this week. But yesterday, 11/24, 1964, after changing their name from the High Numbers because their manager told them they'd be mistaken for a bingo game, the Who
A bingo game.
played at the Marquee in London. It was the beginning of a 7-week residency for the group.
So that was the first Who show?
The first Who show. Yeah, the first official The Who show. Exactly.
The Who show. What was they were going to be? They were the High Numbers?
The High Numbers. Or just High Numbers was the name of the band.
High Numbers.
High Numbers.
The Who was a better name.
Yeah.
Good call, manager dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a.
I mean, it's not as good as fucking Bone Dust, but I mean, it's
we have yesterday was a very sad day. In 1991, Freddie Mercury lost his battle with AIDS at 45.
Aw. Freddie.
And also, the same day, Eric Carr, drummer of Kiss, since 1982, died of cancer at the age of 41.
Oh, man, that's way too young. He had cancer in his heart.
Yeah. Double bummer yesterday.
Double bummer yesterday.
Yeah. And a couple birthdays. 1941, Pete Best, drummer for the Beatles in the early years, was born in Madras, India.
I just hang myself. I am not Ringo. Poor Pete.
Poor Pete.
All that money.
Yeah.
All that money.
And then in 1950, Bob Burns, original drummer of Lynyrd Skynyrd, was born in Jacksonville, Florida. Died April 3rd in a car accident in Cartersville, Georgia.
April 3rd of what year?
It wasn't very long ago.
Yeah, it was just a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 10 or 15 years ago?
No, not even. Not even, like within the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the 25th, which is today. Only a couple things happened today. Back in 1968, Cream plays their last concert at London's Royal Albert Hall to a fanatic crowd of over 10,000 who chant, "God save the Cream."
God save the Cream. And they recorded it and made an album, and the album
Right.
is The Last Goodbye.
Right.
Cream.
The show is released 3 months later as "Goodbye Cream."
And that's it's a two album it's a
Set.
double album. Yeah.
Double album.
And that's the fold out, or that's the inside the cover.
Oh, cool. I've never seen that. All right. That takes us to 1978. While playing the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Aerosmith lead singer Steven Tyler is hit in the face with a bottle thrown from the audience. The band leaves the stage, and the show is canceled. After Joe Perry yells to the crowd, "We love you, but you can't throw shit at us." Our firecracker.
There's more to the story, because the first time they played there, somebody threw an M80 on the stage and it blew up, and it burned. It burned a couple of them, and they had to go to the emergency room. So then they come back and they play Philly again, and the beer bottle was thrown from the balcony.
Somebody had to wing that shit, man.
Smashed right in front of Steven, and the glass hit him. It cut his mouth and his face, and they went backstage, and they voted, and the only one that wanted to go back on stage was Steve, and the rest of them said screw it. And and I've heard Joe Perry talk about it. He said we were in the limo 2 minutes later. Fuck this. We're out of here. Check out that Explorer that Joe's rocking.
Saw that. Yeah, I was noticing that, and that custom that Brad's rocking there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that brings us to November 26th, which is tomorrow, 1976. The Sex Pistols released their debut single with Anarchy in the UK, a blast of subversive punk rock that influences waves of British and U.S. musicians.
It says right on the cover. That's the original cover. Banned in the UK. Awesome.
All right. And then in 1983, Quiet Riot's Mental Health hits #1 in America, becoming the first heavy metal album to reach the top spot. It is
the floodgates.
Yeah, it is just one. It is one of just 6 albums to top the chart in 1983, as Thriller was at 22 weeks. The Police with Synchronicity was at 17 weeks. So there you go.
That's a way over half the year, just those 2 albums.
Just those 2, yes. Yep.
Wow.
So, couple birthdays for tomorrow. 1939, Tina Turner was born in Nutbush, Tennessee.
Say that again.
Nutbush. Nutbush, Nutbush, Tennessee. It's a real place.
Taking your word for it.
And in 1945, John McVie, bass guitarist for Fleetwood Mac, was born in London.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. And that brings us to the 27th, which is Wednesday, which is the day we normally do the show, but our wonderful holiday. 1962. The Beatles recorded for BBC Radio in the UK for the first time, performing Twist and Shout, Love Me Do, and P.S. I Love You. And they recorded that at the BBC Paris studio in London for BBC's Talent Spot program.
Didn't they end up getting kicked off the BBC for something because they were late?
Eventually, yeah. And then in 1969, the Rolling Stones record Get Your Yayas Out at New York City's Madison Square Garden.
Get your yayas out.
Yeah. In the audience was Jimi Hendrix celebrating his 27th and last birthday.
Oh, wow. Jimmy was in New York to see the Stones.
Yeah. Cool. And then, again, kind of kicking back to yesterday, 1991, on the 27th, Freddie Mercury's funeral is held in London. Just a small group of friends and family, including Elton John and Mercury's Queen bandmates, are at the private service. At the singer's request, his longtime companion, Mary Austin, takes his ashes. She never discloses their location. And
that's too bad.
A significant birthday for the 27th, 1942. Johnny Allen Hendrix, a.k.a. Jimi Hendrix, was born in Seattle, Washington.
Wow. Just think how good he'd be now.
Yeah, right?
Monster.
That brings us around to Thursday, the 28th, 1964. The Kinks' first hit, You Really Got Me, peaks at #7 in America.
You Really Got Me. Also made famous by Van Halen.
Yep. And in 1974, John Lennon makes his last ever concert appearance when he joins Elton John on stage at Madison Square Garden, reciprocating for Elton's appearance on Whatever Gets You Through the Night and making good on a bet he lost. Elton wagered that Whatever Gets You Through the Night will hit #1 in the U.S., and when it did, Lennon owed the appearance. The pair performed that song, and they also do I Saw Her Standing There and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
And that was his last ever show.
That was his last ever concert appearance.
Wow. Cool.
And then in 2001, Twisted Sister, Anthrax, Ace Frehley, Sebastian Bach play the New York Steel benefit concert to raise money for the widows and children of firefighters and police officers who died in September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center.
Yeah, it was a 9/11 benefit concert.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
The sold-out show was held at the Hammerstein Ballroom in Manhattan.
Cool.
And that takes us to Friday the 29th, 1975. Queen Bohemian Rhapsody hits number 1 in the UK and stays for a record 9 weeks. In America, it becomes the group's first top 10 hit when it peaks at number 9 on April 24th, 6 months later.
I had to put the Wayne's World in there because, unfortunately, now for Queen, every time I hear that song, I think of Wayne's World.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And in 1979, the original 4 members of Kiss play for the last time together before their first breakup.
I mean, it's no wonder Peter and Ace quit. Look at those freaking outfits. I mean, this was like, I'm out, dude. I'm out, dude.
And then in 2001, George Harrison, the youngest and quiet guitarist for the Beatles, a groundbreaking solo artist, and later in his career, a member of the Traveling Wilburys, died of small cell lung cancer in his home in Hollywood Hills, California.
My favorite Beatle, not even close.
Yep. Not even remotely close. Absolutely.
Nope. Awesome.
And a couple birthdays for Friday. 1917, Merle Travis was born. And he, as we've discussed earlier, was the one who invented the first solid body electric guitar and wrote 16 tons. He died of a heart attack on October 20th in 1983.
Check out the headstock on that guitar. That looks like one of those...
Looks mighty Fender-ish, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It also looks a lot like a Nags.
Yeah. That's pre-Fender.
Yeah, Fender didn't even exist yet.
Nope.
Mm.
And in, let's see, 1947, Ronnie Montrose, guitarist of Deep Purple, the Edgar Winter Group, and Montrose was born in San Francisco, California.
Ronnie Montrose. That guy was a monster.
Always had killer tone.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
Yeah. And then in 1951, Barry Goudreau.
Didn't he get sick and end up taking his own life?
Well, he did take his own. He did take his own life, but it didn't say anything about any illness or.
I think
whatever.
he was really sick and he just didn't.
It's possible, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1951, Barry Goudreau, guitarist of Boston, was born in Boston, Massachusetts.
That guy's underrated.
Yeah. Yeah. And that brings us around to Saturday, the 30th. 1974, Elton John's Greatest Hits moved from 47 to number 1 on the album chart. That bumped the Rolling Stones album, It's Only Rock and Roll, from the top after just 1 week.
Really? 1 week? They only got 1 week and Elton kicked him off.
Elton booted him, yeah. All right. Then 1979, Pink Floyd's album The Wall was released.
Wow. I remember when that came out.
Yeah. And seeing the 70s out in spectacular fashion, it sells over 13 million copies. Of course, it spawns the number 1 single, Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, and various other big hits, Comfortably Numb and what have you. And we have a couple of birthdays for the 30th.
Have your pudding until you eat your meat.
Yeah, that's right. 1929, Dick Clark was born in Mount Vernon, New York. Dubbed the world's oldest teenager, he became a cultural icon as a longtime host of American Bandstand and Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
That guy made so many people rock stars, it's not even fun.
Oh, man. Guy never played a note, but he made music. He made a lot of music what it is today.
Plus,
That's
he was
for
on
sure.
Plus, he was on the $20,000 pyramid.
Yep. that
I'm
brings
sure
us
that
to-
was a career high point.
I'm sure
Right.
that was his career high point.
Yeah, right. That brings us to 1955. William Michael Albert Broad was born in Stanmore, Middlesex, England. We all know him a little better as Billy Idol.
Working them cheekbones, Billy.
Yes, sir.
Work them.
Gen X.
Gen X. All right. Oh, yeah, exactly. Gen X. And 1959, Sherry Curie is born in Encino, California as the lead singer of the Runaways. She is at the core of the LA party scene in the late 70s.
She's your cherry girl.
Yeah. Leading a lifelong struggle with drug addiction after leaving the band acrimoniously. She has a short solo career as a musician, recording with her twin sister Marie before becoming an actress and later a chainsaw sculptor.
However, she survived.
She did survive.
She did survive. As well as did all the other members of that band. They all did
Yeah.
good. Lita
Yeah.
Ford and Joan Jett, they all
Yeah.
kicked it.
Yeah. So that closes out all in the name of rock history.
That was the
For the
last
week.
one, huh?
That was it, man.
All right, so this next story is about Ozzy and Slash. Ozzy and Slash have collaborated on a new track that will be on Ozzy's new album, which is entitled Ordinary Man. The second single to be released is the track that Slash played on, and I'm looking for the name of it here. It's called Straight to Hell, and it is actually on YouTube now. You can't hear it. I was afraid to play it on here because I didn't want to get a copyright strike. But it's actually pretty freaking jamming. I think it's going to be a good song. So Ozzy is going to tour this coming May with Marilyn Manson, and then supposedly it's going to hit Europe later in the year. But go check out the new single Straight to Hell with Slash on guitar. You can find it on YouTube. We'll put a link in the description later after the show. But it's pretty freaking rocking. Pretty freaking rocking tune.
I have not checked it out yet, but I'll have to.
The first one he put out was kind of a ballad. This is not a ballad.
Gotcha.
Yeah, straight to
All
hell,
right.
baby. Straight
Really,
to
with a
hell.
name like that, it's not a ballad.
It's not
Yeah.
a ballad. Well, if
come
Nikki
on.
Sixx wrote it, it could be a ballad. But all right, moving on.
All right, moving on. 37 more bands are confirmed for Download Festival 2020.
Wow.
Yeah. So our headliners on this is Kiss, Iron Maiden, and System of a Down. And yeah, so this is going to be in, I believe, in the UK. It's the Download Festival. It's in Donington Park once again. It's a 3-day festival. So if you're lucky enough to be able to attend this, you're really gonna have ear fatigue by the third day.
I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but Gojira.
Gojira.
Is that not the band?
Or is it Gohira?
It's Japanese.
Okay.
It's Japanese. So or it's the name
Gojira.
for Gojira, which is the name of who? Lawrence, you should know this. Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Well, that's their name for Godzilla is
Gojira.
Okay,
Gojira.
so I may be completely wrong, but is that not the band that Ray Bear from Andertons plays in?
Rabia?
Yeah.
I don't think he plays in Gojira.
Isn't that his new band?
I don't know. You know what? I have no idea.
I may be off, but
I'm sure that somebody in the chat will know.
Crowbar will know.
Krill will know.
Wait,
All right.
baby metal's gonna be there? Damn.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna baby metal. 37 bands. And you get to see Paul Stanley pretend like he's singing too.
You're right. But you also get to see Bruce and the boys kicking ass.
actually
Yeah.
actual real singing.
Yeah,
And real
'cause he
guitar
can
playing.
still, and because those guys can still go.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, circling back around a little bit later on.
We will circle back around that drain. That's not a drain, but we'll circle back around that one.
All right, so our next story is about Mick Fleetwood, who has masterminded a very special one-off concert to celebrate the music of Peter Green and the early years of Fleetwood Mac. Unfortunately, if you want to go to this show, oh well, it's already sold out because it sold out in about 7 minutes. It's going to take place at London's Palladium, yeah, whatever.
Palladium?
Yeah, that
Palladium?
one.
Yeah.
That place. On Tuesday, the 25th, 2020, so February 25th, so a couple of months, 3 months, Mick has enlisted rock royalty to perform at this event to honor Fleetwood Mac co-founder, including Christy McVie, David Gilmour, Billy Gibbons, Steven Tyler, John Mayhall, and Johnny Lang, as well as Zach Starkey and Bill Wyman will all be in attendance. It has not been announced if Peter Green will appear at the event himself. He has not toured since 2010. He is currently 73 years old, but there is going to be a big concert to celebrate him. And Mick Fleetwood said the concert is a celebration of those early blues days where it all began, and it's important to recognize the profound impact that Peter Green had on early Fleetwood Mac and the world of music. Donations from all the tickets are going to, from the ticket sales, are going to go to the Teenage Cancer Trust in the UK to help out teenage cancer victims. So should be, I hope they video this thing because that's going to be
that'd be awesome.
That's got to be on TV, I hope.
Right.
Because we all obviously can't go because it's sold out.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
So that ought to be a lot of fun.
And
then
circling back around.
And then circling back around.
We may have a monster metal tour here on our hands. Hopefully. We're hoping. Judas Priest Rob Halford is up for a spectacular joint tour with Iron Maiden. Now, both Bruce and Rob can still go.
So seeing that. If
that comes anywhere close, oh yeah, you bet your ass I'm going to that one. Lawrence?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? You up?
As long as it's not outdoors in the summer.
Right,
I hate the outdoor shows anyway.
Well, they'll probably do it the talking stick. Probably go with the talking stick.
Yeah. Last time I saw Maiden was like August 24th here, and it was like 115.
No.
Outside.
See, I like
thanks.
indoor shows just because they sound better. They
Right?
just sound better indoors. Just indoors. Come on, air conditioning. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that will be a monster tour.
Yeah, that will be. Yeah, I think
All
so.
All right. We're down to the very last one.
Yeah.
A little bit of comedy for tonight. This is called Pull It Over, Rover. And we do have a video, which I shall share here in a moment. But residents of a Florida neighborhood said a car that drove in circles in reverse for about an hour only had a single occupant, a dog. And yes, there's video. So let's see if I can share the video with you. And we'll go there. Oh.
Yeah, you can see it in the background driving. Backwards. It's going backwards. That dog drives better than most people do.
Exactly. Yeah, especially around here.
I didn't play the audio, did I?
No.
Oh shit. All right, hang on. Because you got to hear the audio. It's not nearly as funny without the audio. So let me try again. Because you got to hit the stupid share audio button. Or otherwise it won't share the audio. So here we go. I try this again.
Better yet, behind the wheel himself.
Wow. Well, it's Florida, so why be surprised? Some Port St. Lucie neighbors watched a dog stuck inside a car going in reverse and getting the ride of a lifetime. WPTV News Channel 5's Megan McRoberts talked to neighbors who said the dog didn't seem to mind at all.
It was weird. I figured, how the heck did they manage to do that?
Florida drivers might not have the best reputation. So when Anna Sable saw this gray sedan spinning in reverse outside her window in Port St. Lucie,
He was a better driver than a lot of them I've seen.
she wasn't immediately surprised,
Right?
but police started showing up.
And then I saw another cop car and another cop car.
And then she realized the car had just one occupant, a black lab, rather content in the front seat.
I laughed. I thought they should give the dog a license to drive.
Police say the owner just stepped out of the car and the dog somehow knocked the car into reverse. The dog's owner, police, and firefighters crafted a plan to stop this near hour-long spree. Now, police say they were able to finally stop this dog's joyride by punching a passcode into the driver's side door to get inside, but not before that dog first took out this mailbox, a trash can, and some bricks in front of a home.
No, he was doing pretty good until he hit the mailbox.
He was doing pretty
For
good.
about an hour without hitting anything at all.
But the best news, the dog wasn't hurt at all. In fact, pretty happy after his first and hopefully last solo drive.
Yeah. I
Can't
saw
say the
dog
same
jump
for the
out car,
mailbox.
wagging his tail,
Right.
and I was like, okay, good driving.
Megan McRoberts, WPTV, News Channel 5.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
Pull it over, Rover. Oh, God, ladies
man.
and gentlemen, thanks for watching tonight.
Yeah, thanks everybody
takes
for coming out.
It takes a lot of stamina to make it all the way from the beginning of this show to the end. appreciate you.
Sometimes more than others.
Oh, my God.
man.
You know what we're going to do, though, next week?
We're gonna do it again on
We're going to
Wednesday.
do it again. We're going to do it again. Back to Wednesday night
Yeah.
with special guest Lars Guitars next week,
Yeah.
everybody. So that should be fun. Our buddy in the chat. He's in everybody's chat, Lars Guitars. Lawrence, thank you so much for coming on. We hope
Thanks
you
for
enjoy
having me.
your
Yeah.
we hope you enjoy your turkey and get like at least a couple hours off to watch football without having to solder Black Friday
Well-
sale pedals.
We'll see.
Are you putting
Hey,
a big reverb? Is there going to be a big reverb sale or?
There is. I'm putting up 10 original 68 drives.
Ooh, did you hear that,
For-
everybody?
Yeah, and they'll be $50 off the regular price. Regular price is $250, so they're going to be $200.
Cool.
Yeah, which
Wow.
that's only like $10 more than a standard. So, yep, I'll have 10 of them.
68 Deluxe is for 200
no.
bucks.
Not a
Not
deluxe.
deluxe.
Oh,
The
68 regulars.
drive.
The original.
68 drive. Okay.
The original. See, the
Clarify.
original.
Clarify.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Hey, I see an Axe Effects there.
that's still a really good deal, though. Still,
Yes.
Yeah, right there. Hey, I know that.
All right, guys. So next week or next show will be on the 4th of December. That's a week from Wednesday. So no show this Wednesday because of Thanksgiving, obviously. That's why we're on tonight. 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Dave's Stupid Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And we will see you guys all next week. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you all. Have a
Happy
great
Thanks-
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Rock on.
See you guys.